Alright everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you all are doing well and staying blessed. If you guys are new here, my name is Jeremiah and I am a small cap stock trader. Today is my biggest green day of the month, being up $72.03 on one stock. I took two trades on it, and this brings me out of yesterday's drawdown, which put me in drawdown on the month because it was my biggest red day of the month. However, before that I was in the green, but that brought me in the red, and today I'm back in the green on the month. So I'm feeling good, and I think the stock I traded was a good stock to trade. This stock has a float of 2.66 million shares. It was priced at $4 when it originally popped up, or around 5, and rallied up to a high of about 14. Or sorry, well, I'm looking at the wrong stock right now. The stock I traded was AGPU, but it rallied up to about 1470, I think, at the high. So about a 300% move. So phenomenal to see that, and I was able to capitalize on it a little bit. Um, I don't know if I capitalized on it fully. So we saw it hit the scanner at about 8 o'clock on the dot, but I started pulling it up here, and I get on the chart and I'm seeing it at 650, okay? And I'm seeing that it's already up $1.70 in this 1 minute candle. So I'm like, okay, this thing clearly wants to move. But also, we've been in a market where we've seen this fail many times. So the initial pop, we get a nice $1 move, and then it'll just give it all back. But this one seemed to want to just pull away. And so now I'm seeing a bunch of people on the bid. So I'm like, okay, that's really bullish, and not a lot of people on the ask. So that's good to see. And I could have taken micro pullbacks on the 10-second had I been looking at it, but it was just moving so fast, and I'm just trying to I'm trying to find the news. I don't know what the news on this is yet. So I finally figure out that it has a news catalyst about um, it says Axe Compute secures $260 million 3-year enterprise contract for 2,304 GPU NVIDIA B300 deployment. So I'm looking at that. I'm like, NVIDIA enterprise, $260 million. I'm thinking, okay, that's a great catalyst. That's better than anything we had yesterday. We were looking at no news stocks and stocks that had just got re or regained compliance with Nasdaq, and I was just like, okay, well, I traded it like a fool. But anyways, this thing was pulling away, and I'm looking at it here. Okay, going. I'm waiting for this 1 minute candle to close. I'm like, if we can close bullish on this candle, then I'd be open to taking a trade. There's a micro pullback there. I wasn't like really fond of that setup. I was just like, I want to wait for it to prove itself here. That this or this candle won't end up being a topping tail candle. So we close there, and I'm looking for a dip, and then it starts to rip without me, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to take that. But I do notice that we are right at the psychological level of 8. And so I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll take a dip off of 8. And I want it to prove that it can hold up, though. So kind of jumping around there. Looks like it's holding there. And I take an entry, and immediately I'm in the green. Awesome. And I take profit into strength, selling at 46. It did pop up a little bit higher than that, and I could have held longer. I definitely could have. But, being in drawdown yesterday, kind of wanting to take profit quickly. So I think tomorrow, if we have a move like this, I'll be more inclined to hold. But along with that, we've been in a colder market. So I want to be safe, and I don't want to overstay my welcome, because that's exactly what I did yesterday. And it's unfortunate that I had that red day yesterday, so I'm coming in with caution today. Had I not traded yesterday, I think this would have been a little bit different. But nonetheless, I was able to make about $1.30 per share on that trade. So that was really nice. I was up $52 at this point. And so it starts to rally up higher. And you can argue that I could have taken a trade. I would have, if I wanted to, I could have taken a trade off of 1050 here as it dipped back down, but it would be a high entry. Oh, I did actually take a micro pullback there. So I made 50 cents on that trade. Not bad. I could have held this one longer for sure. It was holding up, and we'll see right here. I didn't even have my full like level 2 or time and sales showing, so I needed to fix that. Uh, so once we dip down to 50, it's holding 50 there. There is the entry, and that would have put me up literally $1.20 immediately. Would have been the same exact trade I took here at 8, except obviously a little bit higher and at 10.50 instead of 8. But I would have loved to take that one. I looking back on it, I would have now, but obviously, I didn't do that in the moment. So tomorrow, hopefully, we get some more momentum, and going into next week and for the weeks following, I hope we just continue to see this strength. I know we have the PDT rule being removed, so that should mean a lot more volume coming into the markets. So I hope, hopefully, that will just bring in a bunch of volume, and we continue to see really big moves like this. Because if we do, I think I can really do well here. Um, but yeah, those are my two trades that I took on this stock. But I do want to look at the price action here so we can see how I could have better capitalized on it. Obviously, that dip off of 1050, if I had got in right there, I could have held up to 1260 or even 1250. If it dipped down, maybe I would have sold. That would have been a $2 a share trade. Really good. And after that, it starts to topple over, and I'm like, all right, well, it's already showing some weakness. Like, I think that's it. I honestly, to be quite honest with you guys, I didn't even want to take another trade. I was like, I don't want to give back any profit. I was in drawdown yesterday. I need to take what I have right now and just leave. Because if I give back profit or I give back half of this, I will be fuming. And I just knew that. So, I'm in a way, I'm glad I didn't take a trade. Obviously, it would have been nice if it had been winner, but if it had been loser, it wouldn't make me feel good, obviously. And I believe that was the high. There was 1447. Um, we didn't go any higher than that, but definitely a lot of opportunity here. And I'm looking at these micro pullbacks here. These were each like 6 cents. The one below it maybe like 13 cents. But you can see here on the 10-second chart, we had a bull flag there. And that served for like what? Maybe from 1064 all the way up to, I'm guessing this is 12 like 54. So literally just on that bull flag, 10-second bull flag, that was $2 a share. So maybe I'll start looking at the 10-second chart, looking for those patterns. But obviously we had a little bit of a false breakout here, so got to be careful, manage your risk, and pick your setups wisely. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you did enjoy. I hope you all are staying disciplined and surviving the cold market as we hopefully are shifting into a hot market, because if you can survive the cold markets, you can definitely survive the hot ones. So with that, I will see you all in the next one. Peace.